Alright, how's everybody doing? We're gonna get started in just a minute. Double Zen. Double Zen. Zenception. Zenception.
How's everyone doing today? How are you all doing? We're gonna finish the prologue, yay!
Hey. Chiaki says hi. She was making biscuits on my lap a minute ago, but now she's off to the side. Anyway. Alrighty, let's get started, and we're gonna begin in 3, 2, Bun. Hello, everybody. I'm Zenith Warrior Princess, the cutest of buns, and welcome back to Bun Squad Live, where we play one of the numerous different games in my collection. And today, we are continuing with Fate Gay Night. It is time to actually finish up the prologue. It's gonna be great. With me, as always, is Filip. How's it going, Filip?
Hello, everyone! Today we're gonna finish up the prologue, finally. We were gonna finish up last stream, but, because I was basically, going into last stream with the, mindset that we were gonna go for, 3 hours. We ended up going for 2 hours. Hopefully we'll go a little longer today, but it all depends on just how we're feeling, or more specifically, how Zen's feeling. And also, just a little bit of a side note, at the time that we are streaming this, the Tsukihime remake has just been released in Japan, so that's fucking spot on timing. Of course, as readers, unless we speak Japanese, we can't really play it. So, fingers crossed for a fucking fan translation within the next 10 years. I don't know.
Here's hoping, but in any case, we're gonna have some fun. It's been a tough day for me. In addition to my stomach ulcer, which kind of really came back this week, and I'm trying to get sorted. But we had some issues with people and stuff happening on Twitter, and I just look. I'm here. I'm trans. I am visibly trans. If you don't like that, there's the fucking door. I'm sorry. Bye. I don't make any secret of it, and so it should not come as a surprise that I stand trans rights. End of story. With that being said, we're going to have some really good fun today. Last we left off, it was the battle of Lancer v. Archer, Dawn of Justice. Together, we can be justice. That is what I have written down, because this is the justice battle of justice. Justice, 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 justice. Justice.
So, we don't have much more of the prologue left to do. At this point, it's literally just this fight and a bit more after it, and then we can just jump into the fate route proper.
Yep, it's pretty much just, this is the climactic part, and I figure we start with something badass. I mean, I wasn't feeling the best at the end of last stream for this, so I wanted to start with something good. This is a good start for something good. Anyway, Servant, Lancer.
いかにも、そういうあんたのサーバントはセイバー。
That's right, and your servant is Saber.
って感じじゃねえな。何者だ、てめえ。
Or maybe not. Who the hell are you? There's no sign of his previous casual demeanor. In response to Lancer, full of murderous intent, Archer remains silent. The distance between the two is about 5 meters. The weapon in Lancer's hand is about 2 meters. For that man with the bestial smell, I feel like the remaining 3 meters are meaningless.
まっとうな一騎打ちをするタイプじゃねえな、てめえは。ってことは、アーチャーか。
Heh. You're not the type to engage in one-on-one combat, so you must be Archer. Archer doesn't respond to the sneering voice either. Confronting each other, strangely, are red and blue. The two counterfeit-colored knights are already watching for the other's clinching blow.
いいぜ。好みじゃねえが、出会ったからにはやるだけだ。そら、獲物を出せよ、アーチャー。
Alright, I don't like it, but now we've met, we'll just have to fight. Come on, take out your bow, Archer. Yeah, he does look like a little bit like Yusuke Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho.
これでも礼はわきまえているからな。それぐらいは待ってやる。
I have some manners, so I'll at least wait for that. Archer does not respond. There's nothing to say to an enemy he must defeat. That steel back of his seems to declare so. That makes me realize I'm being stupid. Archer is just waiting for my word, my command.
Archer.
Archer. I talk to his back without approaching him. I won't help you. Show me your powers here. Was that a laugh? He grins as if to answer my words, and the Red Knight dashes forward. Twirling gusts of wind. Short sword in hand, the red bullet launches. Heh, you fool. What meets him is a blue spear thrust. If the dashing archer is a raging wind, the responding spearhead is a divine wind. The sword is swung, a swing to deflect the thrust. Archer parries the thrust of the high-speed lance with his short sword. The one in red stops. The enemy did not permit Archer's rush. The enemy doesn't even let him get within 2 meters, the range of the spear. For a long weapon, the distance is always preferred. As Lancer has a weapon almost 2 meters long, he only needs to attack when the enemy comes into his range. Thrusting at an approaching enemy is easier than moving out yourself. But even so, Lancer closes the distance himself and doesn't even allow Archer to move forward.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Sorry, my internet was being wonky there.
It's okay. Idiot. A mere bowman challenging a close-range fight? His temper is like a burning fire. Lancer closes in with each blow with no thought of stopping. With a long weapon, it's suicidal to close into an enemy. The spearman's tactic is to use their long range to defeat the enemy and win the battle. So, as Lancer is just advancing unchecked, he doesn't have a chance of winning. No way! But that's just by the book. Lancer's lance shows no vulnerabilities as it strikes for the throat, shoulders, forehead, and heart. Thrust so fast even the after images are blurred. As each strike of his lance repels, rebuffs, and pushes back Archer, any one of his thrusts could be called a final blow. But even as a bowman, Archer is a servant. No ordinary attack can be a final blow. Having repelled the lance aimed at his forehead, Archer closes in with speed superior to Lancer's lance. Based on its shape, you might think that the main attack of a lance is a thrust, but the basic strength of a lance is in swings. This is because a wide swing using its long range does not allow the enemy to dodge it by stepping back. A partial retreat does not allow escape, and an attempt to counterattack will only result in a slashed stomach. But simply going forward will end up in a smashed rib from the long shaft of the lance. Archer and Lancer are similarly built. On top of that, it's hard for Archer with no heavy armor to step into range of a lance swung like a whirlwind. But thrusts are a different story. A blazing fast thrust certain to strike you is certainly scary. But as long as the attack targets a point, there are many ways to avoid it once you see it. As Archer did just then, hitting the shaft of the approaching lance to redirect it slightly creates an opening. It must be because he underestimated a bowman. The advantage of a long weapon is in the length and freedom of its range. Once Lancer has discarded these advantages himself, his defeat is... Huh? Huh? The one in red stops. A nightmare like time is reversing. The thrust is faster than the previous ones. Archer tries to parry the blow, but he gets flicked away along with his weapon. There are no openings in Lancer's attack. No, not just that. The thrusts increase in speed and power without limit, and it becomes a final blow, even for a servant. We were the ones that underestimated him. For that servant, for Lancer's weapon, there are no general rules about lances. Who could ever parry continuous attacks without even space to breathe between them? Archer manages to retreat a bit and parries, and as a result, the distance between them opens a little. That distance. Lancer uses that distance as a runway to launch an even more powerful attack. The raging continuous attack is only a repetition of that. But the blows themselves are godlike. 10 blows already. No, it must actually be many times more than that. The heavy rain of Lance pours with yet more strength, trying to skewer Archer to death. It's not fast, but it's just skill. It thrusts like a waterfall with no change in speed. What can Archer do as he's now on the defensive? With such a short sword, he can only parry the lance. He has no way to close in on Lancer, and he continues to retreat. A vacuum of steel unfolds. Support. I have to back Archer up, but my throat won't respond. My magic has poor aim. Unless Archer gets far away from Lancer, I will hit him with my magic as well. Such an opening would only increase Lancer's advantage. And besides, frankly, I'm captivated. This is a battle between servants. This is the Holy Grail War itself, where we use heroic spirits, the highest rank of familiar, whom we would never otherwise obtain. Servants. Familiars of different classes that obey the 7 masters. So basically they're like Arcanists from Final Fantasy XIV. These are the highest rank familiars, called heroic spirits, that the Holy Grail summons. So, it's misleading to call them familiars. Originally, familiars were just beings that ran errands for the Magus. Imagine, perhaps, a cat in boots, like Kana. Kana, perhaps.
Kana doesn't have boots.
Listen, okay, Kana will get boots and treats in a bit. She was very good. She cuddled my face. She's a very good kitty. I love my Kana. She's very good. Or a cute white bird. Or a black dog that doesn't obey its master, or something like that. Familiars that a mere Magus can summon are of that level. Familiars are just familiars. They are only mascots that run errands for their masters, so they cannot be beings stronger than their masters. But servants are different. They are the most powerful beings. Even for sorcerers, of which there are only 5 in this world, it would probably be impossible to form a contract with them. It's not that summoning is hard, or even that the ability of the servant surpasses that of the Magus. Servants themselves are beings above magic. I'll make it clear. Servants are heroes from the past. Myth, legend, fable, history. Fiction or not, the superhuman beings who gained concrete existence in folklore are what we call heroes. A hero that becomes eternal in people's minds is no longer human after their death and is promoted to another form of existence. Humans who bring about miracles, save people, and achieve great deeds are called heroes, even after their death. So, Kana. Kana's a hero.
Okay, but what historical figure is she?
She is the historical figure of being a thug and cuddling my face.
That's not a historical figure.
It's a myth. The myth of Kana, the great thug. After being so called, they are promoted to heroic spirits after their death and become guardians of humanity. It doesn't matter whether these people existed in reality or only in stories. It is people's minds that create a hero. People's wishes that this is how things should be give them form and set them up as real. And this is one thing I really like about it. I don't know if you've ever read, Marion Zimmer Bradley did a book about Arthurian lore, The Mist of Avalon. And in this book, it basically says that all the various myths and creatures and magic came about based on belief. People believed them to be real, and so they conjured them into life. And I really like that idea, because as things modernized, less people believed. It's the same kind of, like, it's a very Shinto Japanese belief. Like, they did the same thing kind of in Noragami, where as long as people believe in the gods, they still exist and grant will to people. But there are those gods that have fallen out of favor, that are down on their luck. And it's really interesting to see how belief shapes reality in these series, and I've always loved these mythologies.
Hold on to that, because, might come into play later.
Authenticity does not matter. They can have form as long as they have fame as a legend and people have faith. And therefore the legend of Zenith must be known far and wide by everyone. Spread the word of Zenith. The ultimate ideal humans have created. The greatest human people have created. These are the heroes, the heroic spirits. And of course, since they are beyond human, they cannot be controlled by humans. A magus usually borrows their power only to mimic them. They can't summon the heroic spirits themselves. But the Holy Grail made that impossibility into reality. It summons the heroic spirit beyond human control and turns it into a familiar obedient to the master. That nonsense is proof that the Holy Grail is almighty. and with the passing of years ignored, the heroic spirits are summoned, the most recent from 100 years ago, the oldest from the ancient days. The 7 heroic spirits obey each of the 7 masters, protect them, and eliminate the masters of the enemy. Heroes from every age and country are revived into the present day to kill one another for supremacy. That is why this ritual is called the Holy Grail War. But it seems the Holy Grail has its limits too. Even the Holy Grail cannot indiscriminately call unto the spirit-like beings. Just as a form invented by humans is required for the imaginary 6th element, known as the devil, to take form, the heroic spirits also need a form to live in this world. Just taking some water. It's a lot of reading.
Yeah, it is. It is. Especially because this is a section with no voice acting.
That form is their temporary name and the way they exist in this world. I told you it'd be more than a half hour.
Hey, I said an hour, not a half hour.
No, you said a half an hour. You said it'll be over in like a half an hour. During the last stream,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, if you're talking about the fight, then yes, but because like the fight's not gonna drag on for that much longer.
It's been a pretty long time. It's been 26
like
minutes.
7 or 8 minutes. Yeah, but 7 or 8 minutes were like dedicated to like setting up.
Okay. That form is their temporary name and the way they exist in this world. The Holy Grail has furnished classes so that the heroic spirits may take form more easily, and it only summons the heroic spirits that match these classes. It's like a passport to the present as it sets up a role as a familiar in advance. By allowing the summoned heroic spirit to take on that role, it helps the spirit to take form. If there are 7 masters chosen by the Holy Grail, there are also 7 servants obeying those masters. There are 7 furnished classes. Knight of the Sword, Saber. Knight of the Lance, Lancer. Knight of the Bow, Archer. Mounted Soldier, Rider. Magus, Caster. Silent Killer, Assassin. Mad Warrior, Berserker. Only the heroic spirits with attributes of these classes are summoned to the present to obey the master and become a servant. That is the servant system. A summoning and contract with a heroic spirit beyond human control to win the miracle beyond human grasp. The ultimate competition held only on this ground, the one and the only Holy Grail War. I wonder if this is the Holy Grail War. Is this the Holy Grail War?
Yeah, there is a bit of repeating, I'm not gonna lie there.
Archers are really good at archery, aren't they? People die when they are killed. This is the Holy Grail War. I love this game, though.
To be fair, people die when they are killed has more context than like just that screen grab, but you'll see what I mean later.
A loud crash. The short sword that deflected Lancer's lance flies from Archer's hand. This is Lancer's technique, a straight thrust that turns into a sweep at Archer's wrist. It was a blow Archer could not avoid, even had he seen it coming. There's no effective way of pairing a lance with a sword. A strong rebuff only results in a stronger counterattack, and a weak rebuff does not create any openings. The important aspect of the battle between a sword and a lance lies in defeating the enemy when he is at the wrong range. Idiot. There's no hesitation in Lancer. His movement to push Archer back stops. He must intend to end the match in a single instant. The stares of the firmly placed Lancer and the swordless Archer clash. In that instant, the lance is thrust just like a flash of light. It can't even be seen. Forehead, neck, and heart. 3 shots are launched, any one a fatal blow. But the flash too fast to see is repelled by a shining blade. Huh? In Archer's hand is the short sword again. A sword like before, a Chinese sword like a hatchet. But the biggest difference is... Oh shit, he has 2 swords. Crap, 2 swords? A pair of swords. In his hands are matched swords, mirror images of each other. A bowman trying to be a swordsman. Lancer's lance flies. Alright, let's see, was it Z? What button do I press to... Oh yeah, right click and then...
Yeah, if you're trying to just do a right clicking graphic, yeah.
This is a graphic that I want as a background, because this is badass. Like...
Trust me, this is not good. This is not going to be the only one that you think that about, because there's going to be a lot of fucking CGs in this game that are just fucking amazing.
Very, very amazing. Okay. No, don't return top. Okay. As if to finish Archer off, the lance moves faster and faster. Archer defends with a burning spirit. His hawk-like eyes say that he will not retreat anymore. No. That. I apologize, that's the, soda. His hawk-like eyes say that he will not retreat anymore. No, that he will only advance from now on. The clashing sounds are like a well-orchestrated music. 2 steels clanging against each other. The sparking clashes increase in rhythm without pause. The battle of the 2 is like a vacuum. It sucks in the air around them, and it seems like anything approaching them would be cut to pieces. In reality, it only lasts an instant. But for me looking on, it seems to take an infinitely long time. Lancer tries not to let Archer near him, while Archer advances, using his swords as a shield. Over 100 blows have been thrown, and Archer loses a sword every time. But it's only for a moment, as Archer has a sword in his hand the next instant, forcing Lancer back a little each time. I still think this is Erza. This has to be Erza.
Who's Erza again?
From Fairy Tail?
Oh, okay. You're thinking of okay. You're pronouncing her name differently because I pronounce it Urza.
Erza. Lancer
Urza.
What's that?
Oh yeah, I was just saying Urza again.
Erza. Anyway. Lancer finally admits his carelessness. That even though he doesn't know who is before him, he will be the loser if he dismisses him as a mere bowman. The distance widens. Probably to recover, Lancer puts a large distance between them. His speed is extraordinary. Archer's charge was out of this world, but it was still too slow compared to Lancer. The movement of his retreat had panther-like speed and agility. So, my guess is his heroic spirit is the Black Panther.
27. それだけ弾き飛ばしてもまだあるとはな。
27. I've disarmed you that many times, yet you still have more? Lancer mutters in irritation. No, it's more like confusion. I feel the same way. According to Father, a servant carries only one weapon. Their weapon is filled with magical energy, so it's not something that can be created one after another like Archer was doing. Servants are heroes that sublimate their spirits after death, equaling the holy spirits. To put it another way, they are like devils or angels. They are powerful familiars on their own, but their most powerful weapon is their proof of heroism, a magical item called their noble phantasm. A noble phantasm is a weapon or armor the servant used when they were a hero, and it's treated as a last resort. Archer has cheat codes on. Probably. The noble phantasm...
That's one way of looking at it.
Cheat codes are still enabled. The noble phantasm is the one and only weapon for a servant. This is because the noble phantasm is an ultimate weapon without equal. The lance that Lancer is using will show its power as a noble phantasm when Lancer deems it necessary. A noble phantasm is an impressive weapon by itself, but its true ability is to release all its power using its true name. Heroes' weapons which rule over all others and which have killed dragons and gods. Servants activate their noble phantasms using their magical energy. It's much like magic. Servants recreate the destructions in legend using their noble phantasm as a catalyst. Noble phantasms are never disposable. The swords that Archer brought out must be excellent, but they cannot be his noble phantasm. He is the servant Archer. So the noble phantasm he conceals must be a bow.
どうしたランサー？様子見とは君らしくないな。先ほどの勢いはどこに行った？
What's wrong, Lancer? It's not like you to just stand there and watch. Where's the energy you had just now?
タヌキが減らず口を叩きやがるか。
You're talking crap, you cheater. You're a spawn camping noob. Lancer's irritation is understandable. Lancer rage quits. Lancer doesn't like this game anymore. He throws his controller in frustration. Alright, just take another sip. It's a lot to voice.
Yeah.
But this is one of my favorite parts that I've seen. This is just the prologue, and things are already heating up. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Lancer fought as a spearman, Archer fended him off as a swordsman. Which means Archer hasn't shown any of his abilities yet. So it's natural for Lancer to feel ghastly. Does he feel Haunter as well? Maybe Gengar?
いいぜ、聞いてやるよ。てめえどこの英雄だ?
Lancer has been epically pwned. Oh god. By the way, what's that username? I can't read it right here.
Scuffly.
Scuffly, thank you for the follow. Thank you very much for joining in. All right then, I'll ask. No, I was using the wrong voice for that. All right then, I'll ask you. What hero are you?
二等使いの旧兵など聞いたことがない。
I've never heard of a bowman using 2 swords.
そういう君は分かりやすいな。僧兵には最速の英雄が選ばれるというが、君はその中でもえりすぐりだ。
On the other hand, it's easy to tell who you are. It's said that only the fastest heroes are chosen as the Lancer, but you surpass even that.
これほどの宗師は世界に3人といまい。加えて、獣のごとき敏捷さといえば、おそらく1人。
There aren't 3 Lancers in this world at your level. And on top of that, there's only one with such beast-like agility.
His name is pronounced as, the name is pronounced as Supply, okay.
Okay. Supply. Lancer realized he should have gotten the power glove.
Oh, hey! I didn't realize, okay, no, this is this is actually an IRL friend of mine. Hey, how you going?
Hey!
Thanks for stopping on by. I don't know if they want their name set on stream, so like I'll just.
Nice to meet you. I'm Zen.
Thanks for stopping on by.
Oh, well said, Archer. At that instant, his vast murderous intent makes me forget to breathe. I know that feel. Oh god, this is another CG that I love. Lancer's arm moves.
Yeah, like the visual novel does this a lot, where they just have like the character like in their pose, like the characters in their poses, and it's just Lance's is fucking awesome.
I love his face. They say bestial, and they have like the little like lines on the side of his eyes, like it's war paint kind of.
For Lancer they go like all out.
Oh no, he's hot. Welcome to Fate Gay Night. It may not stand for the people in the game being gay, but it stands for they're going to make you gay for them. Popping booty shot. This is different from before. A stance free from contempt. The spearhead is lowered as if to strike the ground, and only his stare pierces Archer. In that case, you shall face my finishing blow. I won't stop you. You're an enemy I will have to defeat sooner or later. Lancer's body sinks down. At the same time, a chill like thorns fills the schoolyard. Oh, that's right, we're still in the schoolyard. The air freezes. Not a metaphor, it literally freezes. Cool party. Chill, chill, chill. What killed the archer? The Ice Age. All the mana in the air is frozen. The only person allowed to breathe here is the warrior called Lancer. The lance in Lancer's hand is unmistakably a demonic one. And now it is waiting to take its true form in the moment it strikes. Lancer uses Blizzard. It's super effective. Crap. He'll be beaten. I don't know what kind of noble phantasm that is, but Archer will be beaten. It's implausible since this is the first time I felt such an intuition, but there's no doubt about it. I can see the future. Archer will die when that lance is thrust. It is determined. Literally, Lancer's lance is the embodiment of inescapable death. That's metal. That is fucking metal. I love that. Archer will be defeated. Archer will die when Lancer pierces... Shulk vision? Archer will die when Lancer pierces his heart. And yet, even though I know what's going to happen, I can't even help him. Because if I move even a finger, that will trigger the attack. So, if anything can stop this battle and stop Archer's defeat, it would be... Who's there? It would be the chance appearance of a stranger we have all overlooked. Huh? The ghastly air coming from Lancer disappears. The sound of fleeing footsteps. That figure is definitely wearing a school uniform. A student? Someone was still here. It seems so. He did save our lives, though. Archer says calmly. Well, we were certainly saved, but... My mistake. I didn't notice my surroundings because I was preoccupied with Lancer. Hey, Archer, what are you doing? A witness? Well, time to murder them. Unfortunately, yes. Can't you see? I'm resting since I'm free now. You can't do that. What about Lancer? He went after that guy. He saw us, so Lancer probably went to eliminate him. For an instant, my thoughts stop. Follow him, Archer. I'll catch up right away. Archer goes after Lancer immediately.
Yeah, Lance's not fucking around with this one.
Damn, how stupid of me. I curse my carelessness. It's the rule of Magi to eliminate any witnesses. Which is why, if one didn't want to do that, one just had to allow no witnesses. I've done that until now. So why do I have to make a mistake today of all days? It's your fatal flaw. Your overconfidence is your weakness, Rin. A night where even the moonlight is obscured. A student is lying on the cold hallway floor. An Archer is standing still. He is staring silently at the student. A smell hits my nose. The blood on the floor makes clear that it's the smell of death. Follow him, Archer. Lancer will probably go back to his master. This won't be worth it unless we at least find out what his master looks like. Archer goes after Lancer. I'm left alone with the student lying on the floor. I can't look straight at him, but I must. This is my fault. Someone let a skunk in. No, that's just tomato juice. This is my fault. This is my fault. Ever since I was a child, ever since I became the successor of Tosca, I've been preparing for something like this. There's no good or evil for Magi. I've always told myself that this road has only my blood and the blood of others, so... One shot from Lancer's lance, huh? You can't be saved with your heart pierced. I don't know how long it's been since Lancer killed him. Was he lucky or unlucky to be pierced through the heart? I guess Lancer's attack isn't a simple external wound, as the flow of blood from the rupture isn't too severe. It's not too severe, but it's all over when the brain doesn't get any more blood. No, basically, if his heart were pierced, he should have died instantly. But it's amazing he isn't dead yet. Yes, he's still breathing faintly as if to give his last scream. But that will only last a few more seconds. He can't heal his own wounds, and I don't have enough power to save him either. I have to look at his face. I should at least do that. I try to touch the head, facing the ground, and realize my fingertips won't move. They're trembling. I wonder why. I'm used to such things. I've had to make these kinds of choices many times before. I've lost many things due to my mistakes and my selfishness. That's why I'm ready for a day like this. So why? Why am I so angry at myself? Sorry. I'll see you off at least. I control my trembling fingers and my failing knees with my will and look at the face of the student. A huge smacking sound. It really feels like I've been hit on the head with a hammer. Stop it. Why does it have to be you? I grit my teeth. Not to suppress my trembling. I'm really pissed off. That's not really new for you, Tosca. I hate to break it to you, Rin, but anger management. Anger management is all I'm saying.
He's just really passionate, Zen.
She's a tsundere. Tsundere. Anyway. Why is it him? Why did it have to be him? I'm not mad at Lancer for killing a witness quickly and perfectly, just as a servant should do. I'm just angry at him for staying late at this place on this day. Rin, your priorities are messed up. It's Lancer's fault. Like, I know having witnesses is a problem in this war because for some reason they don't want people to know about the magic. But still, it's still Lancer's fault and not his. Sakura's place. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to beefcake killers. Okay. Sakura's face flashes in my mind. She will definitely cry. And I recall one red-tinted day after school, a long time ago, a distant sunset, someone always running alone, and a boring girl staring at that from far away. And before me, the corpse of someone who happened to get involved. There is a way. I might fail and lose my last resort in the process, but there is still a way. No, I'll lose my last resort whether I succeed or fail, so the result won't change. It's a mistake. The fact of his death is already determined. It's my fault for not noticing the things around me. It's his fault for unluckily staying late. No, it's not. Oh my god, Red.
He's just telling himself that.
It doesn't matter. It's still not his fault. So, I don't need to go that far. Yes, because this is what my father, who gave me nothing else, left just for me. A powerful chunk of magical energy, a reliable last resort to win through this battle. A precious, precious thing just for me. So what, idiot? I shake the feeling off and kneel in front of the one who will become a corpse in another second.
Intriguing to me, and I wish to subscribe to your newsletter.
Thank you for the follow, Supply.
Yay!
Man, I've done it. The pendant in my hand becomes lighter. My father's memento is drained almost to emptiness and falls onto what used to be a dying body. Well, it can't be helped. Yes, it can't be helped. I didn't have the power or skills to revive someone with a damaged heart, damaged blood vessels, and on the verge of brain death on top of that. That's why I had to make up for my lack of skill with this powerful object. It's lucky he was still breathing. If he was completely dead, no amount of magical energy could have revived him. Ah, so he was only mostly dead.
Well, it just so happens that your friend here is only mostly dead. There's a big difference between being mostly dead and being actually dead. Please open his mouth.
No, he said to blave, which means to bluff. But since he was still alive, I just did what I could and ended up saving his life. It would have been awful if I failed, but since I succeeded, I guess it's alright. Yeah, I feel fulfilled, to be honest, so this wasn't such a bad experience. I'm just bluffing. Let's go. What's done is done. I have to head back before he wakes up. Yeah, there's no need for me to stay here any longer. Archer should be following Lancer, so I should go home by myself. On my way back, I remember. I left the pendant at school. Just a pendant now that the magical energy has been drained out of it. Oh well. I've no more use for that pendant. Sure, it might have a bit of magical energy left in it, but I'm surely less than the 10 jewels I have. What my father intended to leave for me was enough magical energy to win the Holy Grail War. So now, without my magical energy, that thing is meaningless. I enter the house without saying anything and sit on the sofa. Archer isn't back yet. I sigh and listen to the clock for a few minutes. Huh. I have to switch gears. What am I doing daydreaming after a battle like that? I jump up and brew some tea. There's so many things to think about. Like, where is Uncle when you need tea? I mean, come on. Most importantly, the servants. I have just witnessed a battle between servants I had previously only understood intellectually. Lancer, huh? I panicked when he almost used his noble phantasm, but I would have found out his identity if he had used it. The easiest way to beat an enemy servant is to learn their identity. Ignoring for the moment the idiot who doesn't even know his identity, whose fault is that, Rin? The biggest weak point of a servant is their true name. Discovering the servant's true name, in other words, figuring out their identity, should let you take a guess at what kind of noble phantasm they might have. It goes without saying, but since servants are heroic spirits, they have a legend associated with them. If you figure out their legend, you should be able to find out most of their abilities. Servants are called by their class names because they want to hide their true names. Because the more famous a hero is, the more people know about their weapons and their weaknesses. Like, say, if a hero is Achilles, you know their weakness is the heel. A heroic spirit that becomes a servant never gives out their true identity. The only ones that know the servants' identities are the masters. There's even a tacit understanding that the masters hide their servants' identities while trying to discover the identities of the others. This is the Fifth Holy Grail War. The qualities of the servants are determined by the ranks of the summoned heroic spirits. It goes without saying that the more famous heroes and the heroes with better weapons are stronger. But it's difficult to summon such heroic spirits. To summon a heroic spirit, one must have a connection with them as a weapon they use during their lives. Even the Magic Association has few of such things. Also, it's over now, or Missy?
Yeah, but like we finished the fight at like 45 minutes, so it wouldn't have gone that much longer for the last stream.
Yeah, sure.
Me.
I love you. So, generally, one will summon a heroic spirit that suits them, like I did. A servant's strength is determined by the rank of the heroic spirit. But it's not that simple, as even the most powerful heroic spirits may have a hard time depending on the class they are assigned to. That is because of the special abilities assigned to each class, the possibility of the weak defeating the strong. The 7 classes each have a different additional ability, and one even has a chance of defeating an opponent of higher rank depending on the ability's affinity. To take an example, an infamous hero has defeated a great hero 4 times in the past. As far as I know, the most powerful servant is Saber. In all the previous 4 wars, Saber has made it to the final fight. It is said that the 3 classes, Saber, Lancer, and Archer, have strong magical resistance. To put it simply, magic is pretty useless against them.
Yeah,
Is-
so this is basically why Rin wanted to summon a Saber, because Saber is basically considered like the OP one.
Makes sense. Especially if you are a magic user, that gives you an advantage. Okay. It's because they are fighters who fought through the age of myths, when magics were used widely. Magics that Magi use now would probably dissipate just by touching them. Anyways, that's why these three classes are considered the basics and the best. Another that's worthy of mention is the servant Berserker. The heroic spirit summoned into this class loses their sanity. Just as the name implies, they become a mad warrior puppet of their master. The benefit from this is a strengthening of their power, far exceeding the powers they had when alive. However, the more powerful a servant becomes, the greater the burden it imposes on the master. In the past, masters who summoned Berserker couldn't control their rampaging servants, and destroyed themselves by running out of magical energy. No exceptions. Huh. I don't know why you'd want the Berserker class.
Well, because the Berserker class is, you know, generally a really powerful servant class, and, you know, it just so happens that a lot of people who have summoned Berserker in the past just really didn't know how the fuck they were supposed to, like, you know, take it out.
The winners...
a lot of people who had summoned the Berserker in the past just didn't know how to, like, control them, you know, through conventional means.
It makes me wonder how this Berserker is going to be handled. The winners and losers of the Holy Grail War are largely determined by the abilities of the servants. Well, I expect there are ways to win it by the master's efforts, but it is basically a fight between the servants. That is why a master should be very careful when summoning a servant. I silently consider the plans we should make from now on. The clock, fixed already, strikes 11 while I do so, and Archer comes home. Welcome back. How did it go?
すまない。失敗した。よほど用心深いマスターだったのだろう。少なくともこちら側の町にはランサーのマスターはいなかった。
I'm sorry. I failed. It must be one cautious master. At the very least, Lancer's master is not on this side of town. As I expected, Lancer was alone, and it seems his master isn't the type to show up for battles personally. I see. Well, I guess it won't be easy. Yes, there's no way everything will go as I might hope. So it can't be helped. You use that expression a lot. There are things that can be helped.
Well, that's just a general, like, anime expression in general that I just don't get.
Let's consider what happened tonight as a tuition fee for the lessons learned.
覇気がないな、マスター。いつもの伊勢はどうした？まさか、先の一戦でおじけづいたというのはなしだぞ。君が命じるのなら、今すぐにでもランサーとの再戦に赴いてもいい。
You seem down, Master. Where are your high spirits? Don't tell me you got scared by that one fight. If you so order, I am ready to go battle Lancer again right now. Archer protests silently that we should do so. I see. I guess I look depressed.
そんなわけないでしょ。私が打って出ないのはね、単に無駄手間をしたくないだけなんだから。
Of course not. I'm staying in only because I don't want to do anything pointless.
無駄手間をしたくない。
Anything pointless?
だってまだマスターの数が揃ってないでしょ。今夜のはやむなしだったけど、開戦の合図があるまで戦わないわ。 それが聖杯戦争のルールだって父さんは言ってたし。
Well, all the masters aren't present yet, right? Tonight couldn't be helped, but I wouldn't start fighting before we get the signal. My father told me this is one of the rules of the Holy Grail War.
そうか。君の父親もマスターだったのか。
I see. So your father was also a master. Archer nods, understanding. Then Archer makes a troubled face and starts to ponder something.
何よ、何か言いたいことでもあるの？あんた。
What? Do you have something you want to say?
ああ、一つ聞き忘れていた。
Yes, Kana? Hi. Hi, little baby. Do you have something to say? You're a very good baby. Very good baby. We love you. Yeah, there's something I forgot to ask.
リン、君は幼い頃からマスターになるべく育てられ、それに従ってきたのだろう。つまり、初めからマスターになることを予想していたわけだ。
Rin, you've been raised since you were small to be a master, and you've accepted that, right? So you've expected to be a master since the beginning.
当たり前じゃない。それはいきなりマスターに任命される魔術師もいるそうだけど、私は別よ。遠坂の人間にとって聖杯戦争は何代も前からの悲願なんだから。
Of course. Well, there certainly are masters that are suddenly appointed, but I'm different. For the Tosaka family, the Holy Grail has been our earnest desire for many generations.
そうだろう。なら、目的が党にあるはずだ。
I thought so. So, you must have a purpose.
私はそれを聞き忘れていた。主の望みを知らなければ、私も剣を預けられない。
I forgot to ask about that. I cannot swear my sword to you unless I know my master's wish.
リン、それで君の願いは何だ？
So, Rin, what is your wish?
願い？そんなの別にないけど。
Wish? I don't really have one.
何？
His face. Let me take a look at the graphic. That face, that is the face of someone who's absolutely, like, flummoxed. Like, I did not what? I did not expect this. What? Oh, Archer's making a funny face.
そんなはずはあるまい。聖杯とは願いを叶える万能の杯だ。マスターになるということは聖杯を手に入れるということ。だというのに、叶える願いがないとはどういうことだ？
That can't be true. The Holy Grail is an almighty grail that grants wishes. Becoming a master means obtaining the Holy Grail. So how can you say you have no wish to grant? Archer is asking with a serious expression. Oh, I see. The master's wish after obtaining the Holy Grail isn't irrelevant to the servant. But it's strange. Father said that servants have wishes as well, but that is only their wish. I don't think Archer should be concerned because I don't have any wishes.
よし、明確な望みがないのであれば、漠然とした願いはどうだ？例えば、世界を手にするといった風な。
Alright, if you don't have any specific wish, why not wish for something ambiguous? Like ruling the world.
なんで？世界なんてとっくに私のものじゃない。
Why? The world is already mine. Bow before Rin Tosaka. I rule the world. I love his expression.
あのね、あーちゃん。世界ってのはつまり自分を中心とした価値観でしょ？そんなものは生まれた時から私のものよ。そんな世界を支配しろって言うんなら、私はとっくに世界を支配している。
Hey now, Archer. The world is just another word for the things you value around you, right? That's something I've had since I was born. If you tell me to rule such a world, I already rule it. Archer looks at me with a troubled expression. I'm amazed. The guy really is hard-headed.
バカな。聖杯とは望みを叶える力。現実の世界を手にできる力だぞ。それを求めるというのに、何も望まないというのか、君は。
Ridiculous. The Holy Grail is a power to grant wishes, a power to obtain the world. Are you saying you're seeking it, yet you have no wish?
だって世界征服もめんどくさいし、そんな無駄なことを願っても仕方がないでしょ。あなた、割と想像力が貧困ね。
But ruling the world would be so troublesome, and there's no point in wishing for something so pointless. You seem to lack imagination. Yare yare daze.
理解に苦しむな。それでは、何のために戦う？
I don't understand. For what then do you fight?
そこに戦いがあるからよ、はーちゃん。ついでにもらえるものはもらっておく。聖杯がなんだかは知らないけど、いずれ欲しいものができたら使えばいいだけでしょ。人間生きていれば欲しいものなんて限りないんだし。
I fight because there's a battle, Archer, and I'll take whatever I can get. I don't know about this Holy Grail thing, but I can just use it when I find something I want, right? As a human, there are infinite things I might want in life.
つまり君は。
So you're saying...
ええ。ただ勝つために戦うの、あーちゃん。
Yes, I'm fighting to win, Archer. How troublesome. Also, one thing I want to note, there's the thing on his wrists. Are those armor or are they like magic?
Like the little silver things?
Yeah.
Oh, well, the thing about those is it's purely aesthetic.
Okay. Archer's shoulders slump. Maybe he's disappointed in my opinions, but it seems he's finally relaxed.
まあ言った。確かに君は私のマスターにふさわしい。
I give up. You're certainly a worthy master for me. I find it hard to deal with that kind of comment, so I wish he'd stop saying such things.
サーバントにマスターを選ぶ権利はないけど、一応聞いとく。なんで私があなたのマスターにふさわしいのよ。
Hey, Captain Avenger, you missed a lot. We had a battle.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy, and somebody died, and then we saved them and brought them back to life. It was crazy. Huh. A servant has no right to choose their master, but I'll ask for the heck of it. Why am I a worthy master for you?
言うまでもない。君は間違いなく最強のマスターだ。
It goes without saying, you're unmistakably the strongest master. You're even stronger than that One Punch Man guy.
使える相手としてこれ以上のものはない。
No one would be a better master to serve than you.
そう、ありがとう。あなたに言われるなら世辞ってわけじゃなさそうだし。
Oh, thanks. It doesn't sound like flattery when you say it like that. I look away because I'm embarrassed. I find it hard to deal with Archer because he speaks frankly like this, even though he's so cynical. But, well, I'm honestly happy that he trusts me. I trust Archer and he trusts me. I don't think the sense of solidarity is a bad thing.
さて、ならば一息得ようか。7人目のマスターが現れるにせよ。それは今すぐというわけでも。ちょっと待て、リン。君、あの飾りはどうした？
Well then, let's take a break. Even if the 7th Master is going to appear, it won't be right now. Wait a minute. Rin, what happened to that jewelry of yours?
飾りってペンダントのこと？はあ、 あれなら忘れてきちゃった。もう何の力もないものだし、別に必要ないでしょ。
You mean my pendant? Oh, I forgot it. It's out of power, so there's no use for it, right?
それはそうだが、君がそう言うならいいが。
That's true, but, well, if you say so.
ええ、父さんの形見だけど、別に思い出はあれだけってわけじゃない。
Yes, it's a memento of my father, but it's not like it's my only memory of him.
よくはない。そこまで強くあることはないだろう、リン。
That's no good. You don't have to be that strong, Rin. So saying, Archer takes out the pendant I left at school. Aww, he's a good boy. He's a good boy.
拾いに行ってくれたんだ、あーちゃん。
Oh, you went and picked it up for me. And I don't know what you're muttering under your breath over there, but stop it.
I said pay attention to this moment later. It's gonna be super important.
Okay.
もう忘れるな。それはリンにしか似合わない。
Don't forget it again. Don't forget it again. It only looks right on you, Rin. As if he's embarrassed, Archer looks away as he hands me the pendant.
そう。じゃあ、ありがとう。
I see. Thanks. I accept it. To be honest, I don't know if I should be embarrassed or cool about it. The pendant is as it was. As expected, there's no magical energy left in it. Empty of magical energy, it's just an expensive but ordinary jewel, and it doesn't hold any power. But, as Archer would put it, even if there's no power left in the pendant, it still has meaning as something my father specifically left for me. Stupid Ren Baka, I totally don't like you. I'm Batman, I'm Archer. Then maybe I can just laugh off the fact that I helped that guy by sacrificing my trump card. You made a lot of mistakes lately, Ren. You sacrificed a command spell and your trump card.
って待った。
Hey, wait a sec. Something clicks in my head. I wasn't thinking straight back then because of my regret, but thinking about it calmly, I missed something. He saw us, so it'll be dangerous unless we adjust his memory. Basically, Lancer prioritized eliminating the witness over his battle with us. Lancer's thinking probably matches his master's. So if such a master finds out the guy they killed didn't die, what would he do?
そんなやつ、生かしておかない。
He wouldn't let the guy keep on living. I get up from my sofa. It's been 3 hours since then. I might not make it, but after all I did, I have to make it on time. I run through the night. Fortunately, I know where his house is. No, I didn't look it up, but it just happens that an acquaintance of mine goes there a lot, though I've never been there myself.
まったく余計な苦労を背負おうとしているぞ、君は。
Honestly, you're just taking on unwanted troubles. Archer has no interest in cooperating. He was against saving the guy when he was dying, and he's against me going to help him right now. It's midnight. Under the cloudy night sky, we reach the Japanese-styled house. There's no sight of anyone in this house on the edge of the residential district. There aren't many houses around it, and there's no one to come and help if something happens here. My breath is white. A wind starts to pick up. It must be quite strong as the clouds start to drift fast. The supposedly warm wind of Fuyuki sends chills down my spine, making me tremble. Even if Fuyuki City is considered warm, it's still cold on the hill. The air around here is frozen. God damn it, will you... Mr. Freeze, can you lay off for once? I strain my ears in the cold atmosphere. So, hold on, I need to adjust for a sec. Ah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Whew. I might end it early today after we finish the prologue.
Yeah, we are like literally at the very tail end of the prologue.
Okay. I think that's fine. An hour and a half for the prologue. I at least want to finish the prologue. It's been a day. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can understand it. And besides, finishing the prologue just on this stream is just fine. We're literally on like the last scene.
I strain my ears in the cold atmosphere. In the frozen feeling, I feel a small sense of an enemy. He's here, the servant from before. I bite my lip. His presence is perceptible on the other side of this wall. Lancer is in the house already and about to kill the same guy again, who has just come home without a clue as to what happened. How many times is this guy gonna die? Why won't you die?
He might die, who knows? He might die, let's say, 40-something times throughout the game. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
My guess is he's probably immortal. I'll just have to jump in and beat him. I'll worry about what comes next when it happens. You never plan, do you? You're just like Sylvie. You just rush in, sword blazing. Just as I'm about to command Archer to go in, a bright white light like a fallen sun comes from within the house. The presence is eclipsed by another presence. The wave of power of the servant Lancer is consumed by an even larger wave. The instantaneous explosion of ether gives the spiritual being a body, summoned to overpower Lancer. No way! I can only mutter. But it's true. To prove it, Lancer jumps over the wall and leaps away as if fleeing from this place. Hey, Archer. Is this another one of your hypothetical scenarios? I don't know, but this makes 7. All the masters are here now, Rin. Archer answers calmly. I've lost my normal judgment. That's why I didn't even consider the obvious event that would follow. The wind blows strongly. Clouds cover the sky like an umbrella. The unlit suburbs are enclosed by darkness. And the servant jumps over the wall, coming down like a demonic bird. Archer has reacted already, but I couldn't react. That was my mistake. The battle ended with that small opening, not lasting even a second. It might have been only a second for me, but for that servant, it was an opening that couldn't be ignored. A sword rushes for me. Huh? Archer! Archer pushes me aside and the servant slashes him. It happens in an instant. Archer, who handled Lancer's fury of attacks beautifully, has been taken down with one blow. Archer, disappear! But I make it in time this time. Just as the enemy servant is about to cut off Archer's head with her blade, I forcibly remove him. A pain in my right hand. It must have been an excessive command, so a command spell has disappeared from my hand. Well, there goes 2.
Yep, 2 out of 3 down.
Now there's only 1 remaining. But this is for the best. Rather than having Archer die, I would prefer to lose 1 or 2 command spells. Giving no consideration to Archer's disappearance, the servant attacks me.
なめるな
Don't underestimate me! I take from my pocket a topaz with a wind spell stored in it. Then I launch all the magical energy it contains at her without processing it. This thing, which can blow away a house without a trace, is a bundle of wind spells I've stocked up over time. It's one of the 10 jewels I've been putting away my magical energy into for 17 years without rest. I'm using all the magical energy stored in it, so even if I can't defeat her, it should at least slow her down a bit.
Fun fact, that CG of Rin throwing gems, I believe, or the jewels, I believe is new to Real Tenua. Because Real Tenua added a couple of CGs.
Ah. No, not even that. It did nothing. The swirl of wind that instantly tears apart anything caught within it disappears like a magic trick the instant it touches the servant. Which means it's one of the top 3, and since we know Lancer and Archer, this has got to be Saber. Such strong magic resistance. Mere magical energy from Magus cannot hurt this servant. So, this is it. She can't be hurt by magic, and I've lost the protection of Archer, so I can't stop this servant. I barely managed to avoid one blow, but that's all. I look up at the night sky. In it is the figure of cold-hearted death who is looking down at me as I lay miserably on the ground. Oh, is she pretty?
She very pretty.
What? Nani? The wind blows. In between the dark clouds and the spiral sky, the moon shines. The falling moonlight in the beautiful face. This is the servant that drove off Lancer. Defeated my archer in one strike. And annulled my magic with no trouble.
今の魔術は見事だったメガス
Hold on, I need to find a proper voice. That magic was splendid, Magus. The girl's voice is like a bell. Yes, this voice is like a nightmare right now. It's only natural. The more beautiful my enemy is, the more of a nightmare it is, as I cannot believe the difference in our strength.
だが最後だアーチャーのマスターよ
But this is your end, Master of Archer. The point of the sword shines brilliantly. On the verge of death, I understand. With just one look, without proof, this is the card I wanted. The one said to be the strongest of all servants, the hero of the sword. I look up at the moon, accepting my death. There's no time for me to flee or plead for my life. I will die here, and Tosca Rin's Holy Grail War will end on the 3rd day. There is only disgrace and regret, and I will probably vanish bearing a grudge against my enemy. But still, I don't feel anything. Something must really be wrong with me. Even though I'm going to be killed in an instant, I adore her again. Lesbians. That's right. If you ask for regrets, that's it. But I guess it can't be helped. Because she's the most powerful servant. Because her figure is just so heartless, so infinitely valiant, and so beautiful. And now, the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. Also, note, it changed the opening title screen. We have an extra menu now.
Mm-hmm.
We can go to watch the prologue again. We have a gallery.
Please don't.
What? Don't do the
Please
prologue
don't
again?
go to the prologue again.
We have gallery, so we have all the CGs.
Mhm.
Next. I love this one. Badass.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we have the gallery. We can, let's see, go back. You see the time we've played. So we've played roughly 10 hours. That's the prologue.
Yeah.
That is just the
Just for
prologue.
the prologue. Yeah, it's not helped by the fact that like Zen's voicing all the characters, so because of that, like it kind of in some instances it doubled the time. So unfortunately, we've gone longer than like relatively. Because I remember when I played the prologue, it went for about like 5 to 6-ish hours, something like that.
But still, I also read slower than you do.
Mm-hmm.
This is about the same time that I did last time, I believe. But we have a music menu that we can switch between.
Mm-hmm.
We have a movie menu, which is we can see different openings. Which two of them are the same, I believe, same-ish, and then one.
The first two are basically the same. They are. The first one's like the opening that plays for Fate. The second one's the opening that plays for Unlimited Blade Works, but they're by and large the same. It's just the second one shows a character that's not in the first opening.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically for the original 2004 PC release.
And then there's this one that we just watched.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean they're all good, but yeah.
Yeah, in between, I will say in between sessions now, I'm gonna have Zen like go back and like try and turn off the opening movies because like it's not even just copyright, it's also I will if the Heavens Feel opening plays, I am literally having her shut her eyes and not look at anything in that damn opening because like I don't know why, but Ufotable put like so many fucking spoilers in that opening, it's not even funny.
I mean, I might as well just hear the song. I feel like I don't think we're gonna get in trouble on Twitch, but we can always take out the openings for the YouTube broadcast. But like, I'd rather show them.
It's I don't know. We'll end up seeing. It's just also I don't want the viewers to be spoiled by the opening as well because there's a lot of people who are watching these streams like and experiencing Fate Stay Night for the first time, and not only will it be spoiling it for you, but it'll also be spoiling it for the viewers as well. Also, you don't have to worry about saving because it just auto saves like that.
Okay.
Now that you've reached this point.
I am the bone of my sword. Steel is my body, and fire is my blood. I have created over 1,000 blades, unknown to death, nor known to life. Have withstood pain to create many weapons, yet those hands will never hold anything. I wish that paused.
So as I pray, Unlimited Blade Works.
So as I pray, Unlimited Blade Works. But this is Fate Stay Night. This isn't Unlimited Blade Works yet. When I came to, I was in a burning field. How long have we gone? An hour and 40 minutes. Yeah, I think this is a good place to stop. I'm gonna save.
Yeah. Yeah, save, but like next stream we might just like start again because like may as well. You're literally just at the start of it.
Okay. I want to make sure I have a save file just in case.
Just in case, yeah. But don't worry. I tested it out like a few weeks ago, and yes, once you reach this point, it doesn't matter if you have a save or not. It'll just save after. It'll like permanently save the game, like within its like files once you've passed the prologue, so you don't have to worry about it.
Alrighty, so that's where we are. We finished the prologue. And I'm gonna quit out the game. This was a fun stream. There's a lot that happened today. We're definitely gonna do more next week. I just don't have as much energy as I wanted today, but I wanted to finish the prologue.
Yeah.
Want to get this done.
Hopefully
yeah.
next week. Hopefully next week, not only does your ulcer not hurt as much, but also hopefully, dickheads on Twitter know their place.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope. But, you know, being trans on the internet is a recipe for disaster sometimes, unfortunately. But with that being said, we did a lot today. We saw the opening. We got to get through the prologue. We saw people die and then come back to life. It was crazy. We're gonna have more next time. We saw a battle between servants. It's crazy and it's only about to get crazier. With that being said, I'm Zenith, warrior princess, the cutest of buns, and we see you guys next time for more Fate Gay Night. Have a good one, everybody. Toodles.
Bye. See ya all for the Fate route proper. Take care, everyone.